What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
Mike.
This is Brock, and we have a special guest here tonight. Since we're talking Gladiators, we have Kevin Butcher himself here making his debut on the show. How you doing, Kevin?
Good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, no problem. You seem to be associated with Gladiators a lot, so felt it should be you that joins us to talk about the original Gladiators of Brute and Massacre.
And normally we will pick two wrestlers and spend about 10 minutes each on them, but we figure it's Brute and Massacre. They have to be talked about as a team. So we'll give them 20 minutes. We'll just, chat about what they've done to your feds, interesting storylines you've done with them, and, titles they've held, and so on. Okay, so we'll let Brock start it off.
All right. These guys I've always used as a team. Massacre had a very brief singles run for me, won a secondary title or two. But for the most part, I've always used these guys as a tag team. I can't remember a time that I've ever split them up and had them feud against each other. They've always been a team for me. And they were, at the beginning, always in the title picture, usually as the champions. So a lot of success for me. I believe they were my first tag team champions back in the day, but I'm as we've said on the show before, my records were lost to time. So it's all based on my wonderful memory 25 years ago. But yeah, that's my brief overview of how I've used the Gladiators.
How'd they briefly do for you there, Kevin?
Well, they were dominant. The one thing, Brock, I lost my original, all my notebooks, all that. But the one thing that made it through the time was my tag team tournament that I call Predator Cup. And they won it 5 times. They won the first 3 in a row. Massacre did have a short run. He won my Galaxian title, and he held it for a while. And they really were not challenged, not by Titan Power, not by Animal Pack, not until War came along and Mason Driggs, and then they kind of started slipping down the tag team ranks.
Yeah, that was about when they started to fall for me too, because their first updates, 2090, they got even better.
Right.
Yeah, for me they did okay. Well, not okay. They were the most dominant tag team I've ever had. And but they did split up separately because they wanted to try themselves at singles at different times.
Mm-hmm.
And so Brute captured the TV title for me, and my lightweight title. I know it sounds weird, Brute capturing a lightweight title, but he was a 1-point wrestler for me, so he wasn't that good in singles. And,
right.
So he did that. Massacre captured my heavyweight title once. And then I did tag up Spike and Massacre for a little while. I called them the Athen Raiders.
Okay.
And they were pretty dominant. They did a good job.
Yeah, Spike's pretty tough. Yeah. He's a definite upgrade from Brute in a tag team situation.
And I know, and I was looking for the cards, and I got them somewhere upstairs. When they got their first update, Tom didn't like the update, so then he reissued them with some different stats on the back.
Oh, interesting.
So the cards that most people have don't have those updates.
Okay, I'm sure I have the newer version.
It was only a small run he put out, and it wasn't much changes, just a few things he didn't like about him. I was going to look at them to compare.
Now, was these updates, you're not talking about when they had Larry Snelly redraw them, right?
No. There were just a few things on the back of the card Tom didn't like. So he put them out, and then he re-released them. So
interesting.
There's probably a few out there, but before he stopped printing them off.
Now, did he do updates on both their backs? Do you know what he did to them?
I cannot remember. It's been 30 years. I just know I have two sets of the Brute and Massacre release. I don't think it was nothing major, but yeah, I was going to look for them, and I got busy because it was putting away Christmas decorations day today.
Ooh, aren't you Canadians supposed to do that on the 26th of December? Isn't it like a national holiday or something?
That's Boxing Day. We just all the stores are open. We do our shopping. That's like our Black Friday.
Oh, see, I always thought that it was you boxed everything up and put it away.
No.
See, I'm uncultured, see?
So if we'll dig first into Brute a little more.
Okay. Here's Brute and his original card.
I love that drawing.
Yeah. He was one of the characters that, like, the artwork drew me in right away. Like, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you would give him a singles run, Mike. Rolling him in singles is excruciating.
Oh yeah, but I figure every wrestler wants a bit of a singles run at some point, and he tried it. He did. He captured 3 singles titles: the lightweight, which was twice, and the TV title. And he went six defenses for the TV title, so it wasn't too horrible.
Matthew's joining us now.
Yep.
Hello, sir. Oh, he's still connecting. I'm sorry. You guys can't see that, but I can.
No, we can see him pop up.
Okay.
His Matthew Butcher. And as a singles, yeah, he didn't do, he wasn't a fantastic singles wrestler. Feud wise, he went 10-2-3 in his feuds. So he did quite well. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, how's it going?
We're talking about, right? Yep, you're good. We're talking about Brute right now.
Cool.
I don't know if your dad told you, but we're talking about Brute and Massacre today. How'd they do for you?
Yeah, they've always been pretty good, especially early on.
This is
against the other guys that started out early.
Yeah, this is pre-update Brute and Massacre we're talking about. The first one.
Yeah. Yep, I remember using those when I was little.
Yeah, he was real little.
Like, especially we mainly used the Larry Snelly art for them. That's the one I remember using the most. The more Massacre's like flexing, he's got the huge bicep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool art.
Pushing card sides.
Yeah, that's the update. But yeah, he did pretty good, and the card art is like what Brock said, drew me in. He looks so big. He extended past the box.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull that up right now so people can see what we're talking about.
It just made him look, 7 feet tall. He was just absolutely, And
there
the
he
neck
is
was,
in color.
Road Warrior Hawk to shame.
Right. Speaking of that, I think we should mention the parallels to the Gladiators and the Road Warriors at the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there ain't none.
Total coincidence, guys.
Yeah, Brute would be the animal, Massacre's Hawk.
Exactly.
Well,
got the Power Man right there.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead. Sorry.
Old days.
I was thinking, and I always pictured their face paint, like they changed it, like the colors.
Yeah.
I had them red and blue and red and black. I never pictured yellow.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
I think that's what they have on all of them, all the Brute drawings across the board here. But he's got silver.
I always thought that like the face paint might change depending on like where they're at or the match or like, whatever the event is.
Like Sting used to do?
Yeah, like if they're like in a feud and they're like out for blood, they might like paint their faces a different color or something.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I didn't like the second update he had. No, that first one.
That second art is not as good, in my
No.
opinion.
This one.
Yeah. The
That
book
looks
shot
like
harder, right? But
Looked like you hit the buffet table just a little too much.
that looks like me cosplaying as Brute.
Hey, I remember it was either Chad Olson or Tim Dalton wrote a story in there where they suspended him for steroid use. And he stayed suspended. He stayed suspended until the Larry Snelly art one came out, and then they brought him back.
Yeah, he did slim down a bit.
Well, if you had anything to change on his card, what would it be?
On his first card,
Yeah.
let me look at this.
For me, I would
Okay.
add a down in the number 5 spot.
Get rid of the choice.
Yep.
Just move
That would
everything
make
up
it
one.
better.
Yeah, you can move the choice up one.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah, that would
probably
make Brute.
the C ropes already makes sense because he's just so big. You don't see him running the ropes any better. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I'd get rid of that choice on number 5 on level 2. Move the
Well,
turnbuckle
choice
up to
E
3.
A choice E could be a down move. So, just to be different, I would probably give him another reversal on level 2.
Yeah, 1 is
Defense.
pretty weak.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he didn't have much. He had a good defense on level 1, but on level 2, it's like he got winded.
Right.
His updated card, he had all reversals on level 1.
yeah.
Yeah, he was the first guy to, I think, have that.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But
You know
Yeah.
what? It's been so long since I used these cards. I forgot Brute had a level 3 move on number 6 on level 1.
oh yeah,
So if you could roll 6 out of the gate,
Yeah.
put him straight down.
how I played with him is Brute always started. Massacre was level 2, and then Massacre was usually level 3, and Brute would be the guy to tag in if things got going bad. And I think Tom switched it out for their update because then it went, Brute was a level 1 guy, Massacre was a level 2 guy, and then Brute was back into the level 3 guy.
Yeah,
when
Tom
Massacre
rode
didn't-
him as a big lumbering ox, didn't he?
Yeah,
+3 agility, C ropes.
Mhm. Yeah.
When you guys talked about massive, you thought about maybe putting like a dazed on level 3, kind of like the newer guys have. So like maybe one of those hurts could be a dazed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
he's
see
like
that
one of the
for
biggest
Brute.
guys starting out, right? He's just huge and strong. So
Mhm.
he's like almost 400 pounds.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
oh yeah.
Now they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Brute's one of these guys you can do a lot of things to his card because his first card I don't think was that great.
It's not.
It was Massacre.
He has
that
2
carried
level
that
2
team.
moves on level 3 as well. Kind
Yeah.
of weak. But you want Massacre in, right? Because he has 2 finishers.
As I said, the Brute was definitely the weakest link there. And there's so many things you could update him. I think that's why Brute got probably the biggest update out of an updated card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot on there.
Because
All very good suggestions, guys. Let's just put all 4 of them on there.
Well, then we just if you do that, you make him an upper mid carder, maybe a main eventer.
Yeah. By today's standards, he's still nothing.
yeah, he's a jobber in today's power creep.
No, he's not.
You know what's funny? I actually did a simulation earlier where I put like the newest in game versus the first Chaos, and Chaos just mopped the floor with him.
Really?
And Chaos is way closer to the start of the game than where they're at now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Still comes down
He
to
spiked
dice
the power
rules.
creep pretty hard. Yeah, that's true. I did 10 matches and Chaos won 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
In game 1, he won 1 by DQ, and then the other 2 were the rolling figure 4. So power creep
Nice.
is real, but Chaos kind of spiked it.
Chaos ruined the power creep for everybody.
Oh, dude, it set the bar so high.
See, for me, Brute and
What about-
Massacre held the tag titles on one run for 33 defenses.
Wow.
Dang.
That's impressive.
And that included a
Wow.
title versus Titan Power, who had a 32 defense title reign. So they both won their titles in the same supercard, and almost 3 years later, they were still both tag champs. So it's the only
Wow.
time I held a title versus title. And then Brute and Massacre won, and then they ditched the Intergalaxian tag titles. So like, yeah, we don't need these. You know, these are lower titles. And then the very next card, they lost to Animal Pack. They went from having 2 titles to no titles.
That's how it goes.
It always happens that way.
Yeah.
And then Massacre. I thought Massacre was one of the top 4 guys in the game when it first came out.
Yeah, he was tough.
Yeah.
2 finishers.
2 finishes. I think he only had 1 down and a pin on level 3.
Yes.
And the down was covered by a tag and a leave ring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can put you down twice
Yeah.
on 3.
And I mean, he had a level 1 offense, number 6, overhead slam, 3 power. His power is -2.
Yeah.
So in the first set, he's doing that to pretty much everybody except a few.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the good guys, it's only
Massive.
massive.
Yeah.
Like when it first came out, I didn't do good guys versus good guys and bad guys versus bad guys. So that number 2 pretty much worked all the time.
Mhm.
So went against Massive and Commander Sam, which they did because that was a tag team for me.
All right, guys. I know we're talking gladiators, but real quick, help me out here. Matthew hates the choice situations. They are needed. They're such a they're a game changer.
They are. They are.
Yep. I
I understand.
We've talked about this before. When the game first came out, a lot of people didn't use the choices, like you know, the charts. You mean?
Yeah, like choice C.
Yeah, we didn't use them for the longest time, for the first 2 or 3 years. And it wasn't until we started going down to the cons, we're like, what? These are mandatory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were mandatory until my first con either.
I mean,
just
I've
skip
found
them.
workarounds. I just feel like if they're over a move that's like a named move or like one of the bigger moves on the card, then it's just like, it just kind of takes away from me. And the other thing too is like, I also hate the rule where it's like, if my power is -2 and yours is -1, you can never do a power move on me, like ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I have house rules that I follow where like, I'll leave it up to like a dice roll, kind of like the choice charts do, where it's like,
Mhm.
you know, I'm better by 1. So the difference of 1, now I got to roll a 6 or lower and it works. That's just how I do it though. But I
I
understand.
really like that rule. I like that rule a lot.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, what you're doing is you're just taking away one rule and adding another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing too I don't like is that since the choice charts have like a specific move on them, it's like the move on the card is like tailored to that, like, you know, that wrestler, and then you put a choice on it, like everyone's doing that same exact move. So in terms of like logging it and you want to like say what move someone used, it just kind of gets kind of lame to me in my opinion. I just like to be a little bit more narrative about it, I guess.
How I've always documented my results is I use the name of the move on the card, and then just whether they succeed or not is based on the roll. I never say like choice C on Massacre. He's going to do the face rank instead of whatever it is, a moonsault, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just put face rank, and if he missed it, he missed it.
Okay. Yeah,
That's how I always reported it, just because I'm not a big fan of only having those 16 possible moves or whatever it is.
Yeah, I didn't know people do that, and I started doing that myself now. Because at first, and I've made mention of this, where I used the move that was on the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you know, I got a guy at hand here, Holocaust, and it's Power Slam 2 or Choice F, whatever that's going to be. It's going to be the Power Slam 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or Power Slam 3 if he hits it really well.
Yeah, it's going to be that move on a 2 or a 3. But we should get back to
Massacre.
Massacre.
the man at hand. He for me, like I said, he was a top singles guy. I think Massacre, Thanatos, Star Warrior, and probably Kraken were your top 4 singles in that first 24.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolf, sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Wolf because I don't like him.
Why do you hate Wolf?
I don't know. I blame Jim Steele.
Yeah. Jim's always going on and on about him. You can never shut
But
Jim
you
up
say
about Wolf.
that.
I mean, the +1 agility on Massacre, I feel like he's such a small guy compared to some of the other guys. Like, I don't know. He's like a small, like lighter dude, and he's like a +1 agility. I think a lot of the guys in the first set, like their agility power were like a little bit skewed.
And see, I
kind
had
of suffer from that.
because Tom didn't make heights and weights for guys back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had Brute at 6'8", 300 pounds, and I had Massacre at 6'3", 260.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
He's listed at 6'2.5" on the official
so,
wiki here.
253.
You know, and you're trying to look at the pictures and then judge. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I knew Brute was going to be the big man, just the way his card was pictured. Like
For sure.
You know,
yeah, for sure.
Just had him. You know, even Massive didn't have. You know, wasn't taller, but I just figured it was just that imposing look for Brute.
Mm-hmm. One guy's name is Massive, so
yeah,
yeah,
kind of a giveaway.
He definitely got better in that department though with his update, like the 2090 version. Like he got way more agile and even stronger, but like his weight didn't really go up besides like a few pounds, like per the rule or whatever the lore of it is. Yeah. So either like he was hitting the cardio and also hitting the gym, and he just wasn't doing that in the start. I don't know what the deal was.
He cut back into smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the treadmill a little more. But yeah, I remember giving him a heavyweight title run, and I know when I played with Rob, he did the same. I think Massacre won his heavyweight title 2 or 3 times as well. Just because that original
he won mine.
There wasn't a whole lot.
Right.
He seems like out of the starter set, like of people, like the one of the guys that's like all really well rounded. Like you can put him in tags, and you can put him in singles, and he's gonna just kind of excel against the other guys because he's just a little bit better than most of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was a like a marker. If you could beat Massacre, you know there was a chance you could win anything in this. You know, any title, especially in the first few sets. You could beat Massacre in a one-on-one fight. You knew you were going to be destined for something, not just a fluke win. It had to be, you know, an out-and-out victory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. Like for me, Massacre had one of the most longest drawn-out violent feuds. He battled Incredible Badger for 6 years for me. I loved that feud. They were so evenly matched.
Badger is another guy that was pretty good in singles.
Yeah, I wish he would have gotten another card. Hung around longer.
I know we're not there. I know we're not there yet, but just looking at this card, the first thing I would change is that 7-4 pin.
I'm right there with you.
He would be a 5-2.
Make him a 5-2, or one of his finishers, give him a +1.
Yeah. Either of those things would be just a slight improvement.
I say the pin because Massacre just seems like a gritty guy. He don't seem like he would go out quick. And if you lowered his pin, he would stay in matches longer.
I mean, if you look at his defense is pretty good. Considering
really good.
That pin is not good, but the rest of it is real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 4. Yeah, even if you dropped it to a 3. But yeah, 2 it probably would have you know, notched him into a top easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wonder how many people have won because he rolled that down 3, left the ring, and then just like rolled like a 4, won a level 3 offense, and just started rolling them. You know, like the only down is covered by a lead or a tag. Like it's kind of nuts, especially since he's an A.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was tough too because in the original rules, an out of the ring was an automatic count out. you didn't roll your pin.
When you rolled a 12.
You would have to roll a 12.
Oh. Okay.
Tell me, are you guys good on the rule? Because, okay, I got somebody that's getting beat up, but they've got the better level 1 offense. So they roll a hot tag. They roll a 6 or less, make a hot tag. Do the person they tag have to do an offensive move? Because I've made a hot tag and then say I'm just tagging this guy right back in.
Yeah, you got to do one move.
That's how
Yeah,
I've always
making
played
one
too.
move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do one move.
We just got a
I guess
10-minute
that's a
warning.
house rule.
Oh,
Sorry.
we got 10 minutes
Is it-
left. We can jump to our topic. In case you didn't know, Matthew, our
Yeah.
topic for this week is forming tag teams, like unofficial tag teams.
Okay.
Did you guys do it? I know Brock's most famous unofficial tag team was Dreadnought and Comrade Terror.
Yep. And that's why I don't do it anymore.
But
Yeah, I think we've done it over the
Chronos
years.
exists now, bro. So
Yeah,
that's
see,
illegal.
I was just ahead of my time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of some.
You
I've done
remember
it so many times because I stopped following the storyline probably 2 or 3 editions in. And so, I had Spike and Massacre take over as a tag team.
Hmm.
And now the way I run my feds is I use a point system and guys can drop down. So if you have the lowest, you're the worst tag team in that year, you drop down to the middle promotion, and the top tag team from the middle promotion will move up and 2 singles will go up and down.
How many
So-
do you keep in your main roster? Like how many wrestlers and tag teams?
I keep 40 in the first one, 40 in the GWF, 40 in the NGA, and then the CPC, which is my starter fed where everyone has to enter.
Hmm.
That's unlimited. So I can it's where I test guys out in bootlegs, and if I don't like guys, I can,
So out of that 40, you just like pick how many tag teams? Like you say, like 8 to 10 tag teams. People like maybe you have like 5 dedicated tag teams that are supposed to be together. Then you're like, I got to make up 3, and you just kind of go through that process.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
yeah. So I can, in my in my feds all the time. Like I have my CPC. I had Blade come in. Scion Nexus is there, so I got Scion Nexus and Blade. I don't know if they've ever been a tag team, but they're sitting as a tag team right now.
Hmm.
And I had one time Mace, because they got crushed in their feud versus the Gladiators. Mace had to drop down to my middle promotion, and he teamed up with Jack of Diamonds. They dominated. They moved up, and they're still kicking ass. You can just get weird combinations that can sometimes work. Like Rob in the first one teamed up Bishop Hell and Invincible Kraken, and they won his tag titles like 4 times. So you can just get weird combinations.
Yeah, my current fed, I only have one that I don't think actually, because they're both like promoter prime. I tagged up Cringe and Grovel, and they're just like lackeys of Pagan Axe. But other than that, right now I'm not doing anything out of the norm. But we definitely did when I was younger. I remember we would just like draft, and then we would just be like, "Hey, I got this guy," and then stuff.
It's always fun to do that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure I did it, but nothing that had any kind of longevity or success. So I know, like, I had Vanity and Killer Queen at the beginning, but I think they even had it in the story that they sometimes tagged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did. Same as the Proteus and Wolf. You could put them together.
Mm-hmm.
They were unofficial.
So when you do unofficial tag teams, do you like alter the tag rule on the cards? So like you make the roll have to be lower in order for them to tag, like starting out, and then
I've done that where I'll do their first match is a 4, their second match is a 5, and by the time their third match they're at 6s. Yeah, that I do.
Right.
And I do a tag team
Is
tournament
there an
every
official
year.
team in your bed?
Pardon? You're cutting out, Kevin.
No, I said they're an official team in your Fed.
Right.
Am I?
I
I heard you that time. He said they're an official team in your Fed, though. So it's
yeah. Yeah, it just takes them a while to get under their belt. Like right now, I teamed Chaos and Massacre, Chaos and Matador. You know, the storyline I have, you know, that they want to hold all the gold, the Citadel. So even, you know, once I started allowing guys to hold multiple belts, they're like, we're going to have the heavyweight, the Interlaxian, you know, they want to be the 4 horsemen of their time. So I've just been doing that. And they actually
Did Matador and Chaos tag before? I thought they did.
Well,
They
both
might have
in
been.
the
They were
Citadel, or, I mean,
all part of the Citadel with Janus and Hercules. I think later joined them. They were a pretty dominant team. I can't remember the official team because, like I said, I don't read the books.
they were third force,
Yeah, third force.
Oh, okay.
and then they were the
I guess-
athletic club before they got their gimmick changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was Man of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did
Yeah,
the
but they're
Matador
both real
I guess
good.
the last unofficial. I guess the
didn't
last
hear-
unofficial tag team I had was Wolf and Coven Black. You can't hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. It just you cut in and out every so often.
Technology.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
They said Wolf and Coven Black were the last unofficial tag team.
Yeah, I called him Blood Moon.
Oh, I like that. It's a cool name.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is also coming up with names for all these guys. So a lot of times I'd use a combination of their finishers, just so I could remember who they were.
It works.
Oh yeah,
I think I had a tag team with Kill Prey and Helson because they were both like seeking out prey. Like Helson was hunting the vampires and Kill Prey was trying to get the Animan.
That's cool.
I think that was like the last one I did though. That was a while ago.
it's interesting when you try things. I still do it. I do a tournament where it's 32 random people, and they get put into a tournament, and you get all kinds of mixes. You can have I had Chaos and Darkos win it one year. And the winner gets a title shot. So they captured my tag titles, Chaos and Darkos.
That's cool.
You put Darkos, you put Chaos with somebody who can knock you down 3 times on level 2. Chaos is, can fill that hole on level 3 pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Triple finisher.
Do you guys roll DQ twice?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. I give them one free shot. That was a Kevin Butcher rule on my that came up on my stream. Give them the one free one, and then after that, I just play normally.
Yep.
Oh, so like
'Cause
they
I
roll it
like to
once
roll.
and then
That's what.
okay,
Yeah, they get one mulligan if they fail.
I gotcha.
Yep. Because I used to roll them all twice, and then I thought that's stupid. So I thought the first DQ I rolled twice. Any DQ after that, they only get one roll.
Referee like showed leniency at the beginning, and then now it's like, all right, I told you once.
Right.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But we're nearing our 2-minute warning here. So
Yes.
we'll probably do our shout outs.
Yes. Do you guys have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, just the last one I watched, episode 7. Mike gave me credit, and it wasn't mine. You gave me credit on Son of Sam. That was a Tim Dalton and Chad Olson creation.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No,
Just take the credit.
I love the card, and I use a lot. And you knew they did it as a tongue-in-cheek thing for that killer in New York, right?
Oh yeah.
The Son of Sam.
Oh yeah. Richard Ramirez.
Yeah,
Oh, he was a Night Stalker.
I just heard.
Yeah, don't you?
Yeah.
I watched your.
No,
I
I always try to
appreciated
give
you saying my name, but I was like,
I always try to give credit where credit's due, and I thought you had it. So
Awesome. So yeah, check out the official Filsinger Games podcast, Roll Up, the Legends Teams podcast of Uncharted Territory, Grant's GWF Promoter on YouTube. And is that everybody that we've been shouting out?
I think so.
All right. And if we forget you, we'll add you to the description below. We'll post all the links of all that stuff. And if you want to get in there, just shoot us an email. We'll definitely include you.
And Todd W, yeah, we see you. You want it on for Killer Queen and Wraith. Killer Queen's been done, and Wraith is probably a year down the road. Okay. We're back.
Yeah, we're gonna try this again. Zoom said,
So as I was saying, Todd, you want on the show, but Killer Queen's been done. Wraith is probably a couple years down the road. So if you pick somebody in the first set you want to talk to, the first invasion set, let us know. We'll get you on for that.
yes, because you're our number one fan.
Yep. And remember to subscribe, like,
Yes. Share.
and, share if you can.
What other adjectives? Oh, those are verbs. I went to the
How
Kevin
many more
Nash School.
guys do
of
you got
Grammar.
left in the first set?
Not a whole lot. We've got most in the tank already. Not
There's
to,
only, I think, 4 wrestlers we have to do. Genghis
they?
Khan, Pulsar, Star Warrior, Thanos.
they'll be the season finale.
Hmm.
We did 2 guys from the first invasion, and Splatter and Creeper, just because it fit in well with the Pit Viper and the Mutant.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, we're moving right along. Yeah, we do a couple ahead just because of the wild card of 2 toddlers in the house. It's always a very real possibility. I had to cancel last minute, but I only had to do that once so far. So good times. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll probably have you back when we get to the later incarnations of the Gladiators to
Thanks for
tap
having
into
me.
that knowledge. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Okay. We will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you.